Hi, this is Bishop Sandra Steiner Ball, and I want to take a couple minutes to talk to you about the conciliar process that was used by the Commission on the way forward as it did its work together. Usually when there's a question or something that needs to be done, our habit is to bring together a group of like-minded people so that they can work through the question and then set a direction or make a decision. Well, that is not how the commission came together or worked. The commission includes 32 people from around the globe, different ages, different races, different theological perspectives, different ways of interpreting the biblical text. This was the most diverse group and set of voices that you could ever imagine around a table, and they did not, for the most part, know each other when they were called together as this commission. So, how do you get a group of very diverse people to work together to discern a way forward, to discern an outcome, to discern a plan or a way? Well, it takes building community, and this may be the greatest gift that the commission has given to the church. You can bring people around the table, very diverse people, a variety of theological perspectives and understandings of the biblical text, and you can talk about the mission of Christ, and you can discern ways that we can work together in the midst of our differences to fulfill the mission of the church, to make disciples of Jesus Christ, and to bring God's saving love to all people. Conciliar process involves not consensus. It involves listening to a variety of voices, which the commission did. Voices of different groups, different people around the world. And so the commission really did sketch. They took a pencil in one hand and an eraser in the other hand, and as they listened to one another, as they heard their experiences and their stories and their love for the church, their love for Christ, their passion for the church to fulfill the purpose for which it was created, we sat and we drew and we sketched and we erased, and we were respectful of when somebody said, well, that doesn't quite work from my experience or from my interpretation of the Bible, and we sketched and we erased and we sketched, and then the voices from the whole globe came in, and we kept working. And so some of the sketches in the end got kind of crumpled up and set aside, but we just kept going after it. There were no votes taken. When we were working on a plan, we would set a plan up, and then we would ask ourselves, how does this plan now measure up to the vision, mission, and scope that we were given? And so we kept coming back to the vision, mission, and scope. We wanted to find a way forward according to the vision, mission, and scope that enables the church to have as much unity as possible with as much diversity as possible. And so the conciliar process involves no voting, but measuring and listening and building community and praying together. As a matter of fact, the very first meeting of the commission was all about prayer. And a foundational resource for the commission's work as they did this conciliar work was The Anatomy of Peace. And if you've not read it, I would encourage you to pick that resource up. That resource helped the commission, in the midst of its diversity and difference, to see people as people and not as objects, not as problems, not as issues, but to see people as people. And when we can see people as people with the same desires, with the same passions, with the same hurts, with the same dreams, with the same pains and the same celebrations, we can work together as a people of Christ to fulfill both the Great Commission and the Great Commandment.